Yes, you read that title correctly. No, it is not clickbait. We got some Battlefield Battle Royale leaks, ladies and gentlemen, from the one and only Temporal. I'm also going to be going over some Jet leaks that he shared from the next Battlefield game as well. But the big news is the Battle Royale. We've known for a long time that there will likely be a Battle Royale attached to this next Battlefield game, but we have not received specific information as of yet. And of course, take these leaks with a massive grain of salt. All of this stuff that Temporal is data mining is certainly subject to change. So let's get into all this stuff. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button, and if you want to follow the next Battlefield game, this is the place for you, ladies and gentlemen. Been a Battlefield YouTuber since the beginning of Battlefield 5, and I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. All links are in the description. Drop the channel a sub. We talk about a lot of things other channels don't. The first thing I'm going to go over is all of the Battle Royale related stuff, then I'll cover Temporal's separate leak regarding some of the jets that could be in the next Battlefield game. So this screenshot from Temporal is from a Reddit post, and this is a conversation between a Redditor and Temporal, and it's a screenshot that Temporal gave permission to that person to actually share. Okay, so this has not been posted officially by Temporal himself, but I assume in the coming days, because this information is already circulating, he will most likely make a post. The first thing he mentions is the BF5 call-in system doesn't seem to be returning, but he says he could be wrong because the client is heavily fragmented. Then he goes on to say, I don't know anything about the plus system in the Battle Royale. Here's a list of BR features which are referenced. Solo, Duo, Trio, Squad. So the different game modes and queues you can choose in the Battle Royale. Insertion into the Battle Royale via MH-47 Chinook, which I think is pretty cool. Parachute/cut parachute features. Armor, hard and soft variants. I assume this is like light and heavy armor, but we'll have to see how that actually shapes up. Free-to-play components, and it's interesting that he mentions components, because is the Battle Royale going to be free-to-play 100%, or is there going to be some sort of weird thing where only part of it is free-to-play? Like, I don't know. We'll, again, have to see how that shakes up. Missions, call-ins, loot rarity, upgrade kits and weapon upgrades, shrinking circle, probably fire, harking back to Firestorm in Battlefield 5, and second chance/respawn like you see in Fortnite and PUBG. And the last thing Temporal says is pretty standard stuff, and I would have to agree with him. This all sounds very, very standard Battle Royale, everything people expect from a modern Battle Royale game. But Battlefield players don't really want a Battle Royale game, or at least the majority of them don't. Every time I make a video about Battlefield having a Battle Royale, there's always a bunch of people complaining in the comment section, basically just saying they don't want it. And that's okay, because the Battle Royale is going to be made. Like, this is pretty much something we've been expecting for a very, very long time. EA wants money, and Battle Royale in Battlefield is not meant to accommodate the existing Battlefield player base that sticks to multiplayer. In my opinion, the entire reason EA keeps trying to implement a new type of game mode into Battlefield, whether it be Extraction or Battle Royale, is to gain a completely separate new player base. You have to remember, even at Battlefield's highest point, Call of Duty still absolutely dwarfs it. And remember what that ex-DICE developer said, they're jealous of Call of Duty. So what's one way they can get at Call of Duty while also bolstering their own player counts, thus increasing revenue? By including a Battle Royale. And I fully understand everyone's skepticism when it comes to this. Firestorm flopped because it was attached to Battlefield 5, and it wasn't really that great anyway, and Hazard Zone was so horrible that I don't even feel like talking about it. But that doesn't change the very simple fact that if Battlefield finally gets a Battle Royale right, it will be massive. It will be huge. And this is maybe really good timing because Warzone, at least as of right now, is in a really bad spot. Particularly if this new Verdansk thing they've been hyping up isn't as good as everyone is hoping. But even regardless of Warzone's success or failure, Battlefield has to rely on itself, and I think if they deliver this time, it can only really be a pure positive to the franchise, and it's coming anyway, so in my opinion, there's no point in rooting against it. You should not root for the failure of Battlefield Battle Royale, you should root for its success. even if you don't plan on playing it, because once again, I firmly believe them adding any sort of extraction or battle royale game mode is not to satisfy the existing player base, it is to gain a new player base. But part of me can't help but think that they're a little late to the battle royale hype train. They've had multiple opportunities to capitalize on it during its peak, and I don't think the BR train is at its peak anymore. Even though Apex Legends and PUBG and Warzone are still some of the biggest games out on the market right now. So with all that being said about the Battle Royale, the next Battlefield game is shaping up very, very interestingly. The stakes couldn't be any higher. And I'm super interested to read the comment section on this video because it talks about Battle Royale. If you're an avid Battlefield fan for a number of years, but you don't typically leave comments, this is the time to leave comments. I want to hear from you. Now, shifting gears to talk about the potential jets that Temporal leaked on Twitter today. He talks about the F-22 Raptor, Su-57 Felon, F-16 Fighting Falcon, and the JAS-39 Gripen or Gripen. If you're a massive military vehicle nerd, correct my pronunciation in the comments section. Thank you. One thing that's super important to point out when you're looking at this graphic is there are two separate jet roles. You have the fighters and you have the attack jets. So basically Battlefield 4's jet system, which I really loved. Typically speaking, the fighter jets play more of an air-to-air role, whereas the attack jets, they can fight air-to-air, but they do want to attack armor, such as tanks, IFVs, transport vehicles, that sort of thing. Which is why if you see in the attack jet role, you see they have Hydra missiles and AGMs. Whereas the fighter jets have AIM 9X Sidewinder lock-on missiles and Vulcan 20mm cannons. As it states on the graphic, there is no guarantee that any of this will make it into the game. It could be released as sort of DLC or update content like a lot of the stuff that was leaked in 2042 was, most recently the AN-94. But I certainly hope the next Battlefield game's flight mechanics are basically identical to Battlefield 4's if they could replicate it. That system that Battlefield 4 utilized for both helicopters and jets felt so spectacular, it added so much depth to the gameplay and was so satisfying to master. And that is what Battlefield vehicles desperately need and what they've needed since really about Battlefield 1. In my opinion, Battlefield vehicle design has been struggling ever since about Battlefield 1, and they need to desperately make a big recovery, not only in air vehicles, but across all vehicles, ground vehicles, transport vehicles, the whole 9 yards. So that is going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, really, really helps out. Thank you guys so much that do that. Join the Discord. All links are in the description. And swing by the streams because I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. And recently, we've been discussing a lot of Battlefield 6 topics, particularly having to do with recent Reddit posts that I'll be making videos on. Let's just say the anti-movement Battlefield players on Reddit are getting out of control, and I'm gonna need to address that. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.